Want to get a vacation and also take the next step in your Africa plan? Join us October 3 through 15 as we are taking people to Kenya. It will be a 3-city tour. You'll be on a safari, beach excursions. You'll see historical sites, cultural exploration, Mount Kenya. You will go to the equator. You also will have a day where you will go see kids in an orphanage, and that is one of the most touching things that you can do as a person, and you would really enjoy yourself. And some of you, trust me, you'll want to adopt the children. You'll also go to Kibera as well, but you will have great food, lovely people that be around you. You'll connect with the culture, and it can be a great vacation for you, all wrapped up into one. Now you can go to the pinned comment below and you can click that, go to the Worldviews website. You could talk to Key and Tiffany, and also you could pay your $500 deposit. But we had 30 people go from this channel last year, and they really enjoyed themselves. And this is a 12-day trip. On top of that, you will be invited to a business expo if you want to be a part of that. So don't miss out, or don't say later after everything's sold out, oh man, I missed it. Join us October 3 through 15. Once you pay your deposit, you can make monthly payments on your trip.
I'm Sammaya, and you're watching African Diaspora News Channel. According to a poll that was done within the news channel African Diaspora, it states that 72% of Black Americans feel that the lack of a Black agenda will cost the Democrats in the 2020 election. I can guarantee it's not easy trying to find the next president. You have to fill in the shoes of the vice president, and you have to pick a party to run as. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, oh, I'm going to be president. Right now we are experiencing the 2020 presidential election, and let's be honest, the Black community has been looking forward to this since 2016 when someone else was voted into office. Before the 2016 election, the Democratic Party was actually the majority party in America. So majority of the people were voting democratically. Right now in America, we are experiencing the 2020 presidential campaign. There's Democrats and Republicans out there trying to get votes, and they're trying to be our next president. And that's why we did this poll. We did this poll specifically for our page so that we can have a general idea of what our community actually needs and what our community actually feels. Not somebody else's poll, not any outside source. This came from us. Black Americans are not aligned with left-wing American politics. Black Americans are more socially conservative instead of left-wing Americans, but we don't vote that way. We vote more towards the left, even though we may not necessarily connect with all of those policies, which is why we are demanding a Black agenda. If we're voting for you, we're going for your party, we want to be there, why can't you give us something to fight for? Based on a study done by Third Way, Joint Center for Politics in America, this research group found out that 45% of Black Americans are more interested in voting in 2020 compared to the last election. So the interest in voting within the Black community has definitely gone up. 1 in 9 surveyed were actually registered voters, but 45% are still interested in voting in this election coming up in 2020. 40% of Black Americans are voting simply to get our current president out of office. One of the candidates that are running today, Bernie Sanders, he's running for the Democratic Party. He was asked about reparations and what he can do for the Black community. His response was, depends on what the word means. The Black community need answers. We need to be looked at in the eyes, and we need somebody to say, we care about the things that you're going through and we want to make it better. You're running for the President of the United States. This community lives within your country, and you should care more about the things that are important to us and not even talk about the issue at all. Can we talk about it? Why are we not talking about these things that are important to Black people? These things that we consider imperative. Only 18% of Black Americans are satisfied with the status of how they live in America today. And 2/3 of Black Americans believe that the government and the president should be directly responsible for some sort of repairing that image and how we feel like we are not comfortable in this country. There's innocent black people dying, police brutality. Bolton John was just killed. That was something that we talked about, and nothing has been done to change those laws. Nothing is being done to bring anybody to justice. Parchment Prison has horrible conditions. Nobody's talking about it. We're not bringing that to anybody's attention. It seems like everybody gets a piece of the pie except for the black community. We don't want to talk about reparations. We don't want to talk about things that we can do to make America a better place for black people. We're simply going to sweep it under the rug. That's what they want to do. And you still want us to vote for you? You still want our votes. You still want us to get in our cars and drive to the centers. You still want us to inspire our family members, inspire our community to go your way, when your way is not any type of way that promotes growth in the black community. Anything that hires the black Americans' living standard. Our living standard is very, very low. A lot of black Americans are not happy. And it's evident why we are not happy. There's communities, Flint, Michigan has been without clean water for a very long time. Black people are dying in the street. We're being discriminated because of our hair, because of what we look like, and nobody wants to talk about it, but yet we're forced. We are expected to jump to the polls. We are expected to continue to be this group's, the Democratic Party's main source of voters, because the Democratic Party, majority of their voters are black Americans and Hispanic Americans. Even though a lot of the issues that they cover, we're not happy with the issues that they're covering. Climate change is important. Healthcare is important. But what I want to know is what laws are going to be changed to where a black man cannot get shot in the street? What laws are going to be changed to show the black community that we care, that somebody cares? Because right now, you care about everybody else. Everybody wants to talk about immigration, but what about the black people that live here? Black Americans involuntarily built this country. You want us to vote, you want us to participate, and you can't even give us an agenda. You can't be there to actually help. You can't even pretend to help because you don't even want to talk about it. Key issues such as immigration and healthcare and climate change, which are all very important. It just seems like the black community is being stepped on. We're being overlooked and we're being forgotten. As the next president of the United States, I would hope these things would be talked about and that somebody would say, this community has been asking for a very, very long time for something to change. That's what needs to happen. Something needs to change, and it's not going to happen without help from the government. We can't really do anything. We need somebody to make some laws. We need somebody to change the things that are actually happening in this country through laws that need to happen. We don't want to be ignored. We want to know that criminal justice reform is important. We don't want to be discriminated against. We want to feel like somebody cares about the issues that we are talking about. Without these issues that the black people care about, how do you expect us to vote? How do you expect us to consciously say, I am so happy with this candidate. I am so glad that they're going to be the president. We can't. We're not happy. Nothing is happening to change it. So when it comes to a Democrat winning the 2020 election, when it comes to a Republican winning the 2020 election, I don't care as long as there's not a black agenda. Nobody's talking about how to make black Americans' quality of living better. I don't understand why we need to vote for them if they're not doing anything for us. And it's kind of sad, because we live in this country, and no matter what, we just have to accept the things that are being done to us. We don't have to accept them, but the things that are being done to us, we need to recognize. We have to live in this country, and it's not a happy state for black Americans. Democrats, you're in trouble because you're not helping us. You're not looking at us. Based on this poll, 72% of black Americans in our community, they don't feel like you're doing anything to help. Democrats, you need the black vote. So if you want the black vote, you need the black agenda. I'm Sammaya. You've been watching African Diaspora News Channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you support us by becoming a YouTube channel member. Join us on Patreon, and we also have Cash App. All of the links will be down below in the pinned comment.